Hey everybody, Dread Joker here, and today we're going to be taking a look at one of my newer non-grades. This is the 1/100 scale Kyrios from the anime Mobile Suit Gundam 00. Oh my god, I love this kit. That's all I can say about it. This is a kit that has a transformation with barely, and I mean barely, any parts formation. In fact, the only part you have to add to it is a part that locks the legs in place just to keep them in the correct position so that you can in fact connect it to an action base. We'll get into this later because holy crap is this way too tight. Starting off, we got Kyrios in his traditional color scheme of white, orange, red, and a little bit of yellow here and there with accents of dark gray. I have not done any additional work to this except for as what I did with Dynamis and Exia, as this was just given the same treatment of metallic green on the clear part and silver all around the other parts to give it some catch in there so that it's not just dull, flat, and stuff like that. This is one of the hardest kits to get right now, just in general. I spent a long time trying to get this. My brother and I found two of these out here locally for about, I want to say we paid $29 each, which is perfect because the last time we found this was way up north out here and it was $50 up there, which is outrageous. You should not pay master grade price for a non-grade, especially this one. Is it worth $50? No. That is one heck of a stretch. I do agree with the current price for it, though. $29 is perfect. Anything less than $35 is a good deal on this. This is a very large kit, and it only gets larger in its transformation, if you can believe that. How large is it? Well, when I turn it to the side, if you thought the Full Armor Unicorn had backpack, or the Psycho Zaku had backpack, yeah. We're looking at a little bit of backpack here. Maybe just a smidge. A 3-inch smidge. This is to facilitate the transformation because this is one of those parts that you don't even have to put on. This is all connected and it all flips into place. You don't even have to, like, turn parts around. The only parts formation, aside of the part you have to add to it, is you have to move the location of the GN submachine gun to this peg. That's it. The handle stays in the hand and the rest of the gun gets moved here. It sounds a little weird. Don't worry. I will show you how that works. Let's zoom back on out here, and let's just get this out of the way. So to put it there, you have to pop it off the handle, just tilt it back, and then peg here with the poly cap, or hole here with the poly cap, just goes right on, and it's on there. That is a tight connection. It clips on here, so you're good. And I'm just going to leave the submachine gun there, making it look like a Megatron style cannon, which, you know what, I think that fits. Might do a recolor on this, might turn it into Starscream or something like that, who knows. Or one of my personal favorite Seekers, but we'll get into that later. Articulation on this is really weird. It's similar to other kits like the Exia and the Dynamis, but different in sections, because all of them have a different chest. I appreciate this. I sincerely do. And there are some color inaccuracies here. This one is a little sticker heavy, especially on the skirting. You have a couple that go up here on the top, a couple that go here on the bottom. Eyes, main camera. No rear camera, for if you can believe that, but with this being Kyrios, you know of his mohawk. You got the standard sticker in here on the rifle, or machine gun, whatever. Standard. Then they wanted you to put stickers behind every condenser. I said no. Other stickers, there's actually not a lot of clear parts on this. There is one sticker back here underneath the canopy. This works very well, this is perfect by me. You don't have to do any extra detailing work there unless you so desire. As for articulation, it's a bit of a mixed bag because it's good in some areas, really good in others, and really confusing in another. Starting right off, we'll do the shoulders. Because of the transformation, these go way far up, and it leaves this really unsightly gap here. So don't use that joint. Instead, you use the actual shoulder joint out here, and it goes out really good. You can get a little extra going up on that. If you just go up a little bit, it's fine. And there's where the backpack comes in, because when you accidentally knock it over by a really hard poke, heyo, it acts as a good kickstand. Front skirting, individually separated on ball joints. That's good. Back skirting, completely locked in place. That's where you keep his beam sabers. They could be secured a little better on this copy. They don't want to stay in, period. This is my brother's copy, and I'll bring in mine later because I like keeping mine in its jet form. And holy crap, I'm going to have to show you this because it's not often I can make this comparison. Legs, because of the transformation gimmick, really far outwards, and these are not ball jointed either. These are polycaps in here on pegs. Due to the transformation, you have a really good upper thigh swivel. Due to the transformation, you also have a lower ankle swivel, which can do a full 360 for some reason. This is different. Due to the transformation, you also have the longest knee pads I have ever seen on a Gundam. If this thing knees you, it's going to take out more than just you. It's going through you and probably 2 people behind you. It's very big. Because of the transformation, these are adjustable, so you can get a little better balance, but doing so makes a nice big gap in the front, so just leave them up. As for the knee, double jointed, there's the first joint, and to get the second joint, we actually have to move the leg forward, because, oh my god, this thing has a knee. So we're looking at almost double 90 here, so almost a perfect 180 bend across 2 joints. This is amazing. Other note is, this is incredibly solid. There are no loose parts on this, save for the shoulders and the beam sabers, although that could just be this copy. The shield, for any of those who have seen the anime, know what this monster was capable of. It does include an extra part, which is the blade that comes out from the middle of it. You can split the shield into its claw form. It is on a joint here. It does fold. There you can see where the part would go. I do not have it on me at the moment. It's just a trident piece that goes in here. It's just one long solid blade, like a heat blade, essentially. It can grapple with this claw. It does it very well, so yeah, this is starting to... This claw is kind of giving me pincer vibes. That works out really well. For the transformation, oh, it's complicated, but not nearly as much as you'd think. I'm going to set this off to the side and bring in the one I have transformed, because once I get this part locked in, and this keeps the legs in place and everything like that, it doesn't want to come out. I'm just going to be honest with you. It's in there. So setting this off to the side and back to where it belongs, we're going to bring in, and excuse me while I adjust my camera here, the, oh my god, that is its jet form. And to do this, I'm actually going to have to raise the camera way up, and just to give you an idea as to how big this thing is, I had to use 2 action bases and angle it at such a way because this would not stand otherwise. This is huge. It goes... Well, to give you an idea, I'm just going to do the one thing that I can't say. If my assistant will kindly hand me its box lid, as so, I'm going to show you guys just how big this thing is, because we can't say this about most kits. I'm going to set the box up, going to take it off the action base. I'm going to slide it into the lid. And I'm going to angle it up. This thing in jet mode is the size of the box. You cannot say this about a lot of kits. This actually takes up the majority of its own space. I love this fact. I kind of wish we would have got its optional bombardment equipment from like episode 4, but what are you gonna do? So getting this back out of here, as I was mentioning, this jet mode is very well engineered. From the top, from the front, it actually looks like a jet. From the bottom, I mean, there's no denying it's a giant flying robot laying on its stomach. That's not bad. It's not great, it's not bad, there's not a lot you can do. It's not like it's the Zeta or the Delta Plus where its transformation is so complicated it absolutely ruins the kit. Zeta Plus excluded from this, that one's like the exception for some reason. I'll review that as soon as I can locate one out here. It's pretty rare. Get the action base in, raise it up one click. Connect the base. And yeah, this is what I was telling you about the connection, how tight it is. It's being held by one peg way back here at this action base to the peg jammed up its butt. What this is doing right now is when it goes in, it locks in using the traditional action base connector, so the little tabs on the side go in and lock it in place perfectly. I actually have another one here so I can show you. This one, it locks in at the crotch, and then these tabs go in and secure the legs. This single part is why the transformation is so hard, because every time I mess with this, I either feel like I need to disconnect the legs or I'm going to break this. It's a bit of a compromise because it doesn't lock into the upper part of the leg at the hips, it locks into the lower part of the leg at the thigh. This is pretty interesting. It is a perfectly solid connection. That's not my gripe with this. My problem is it's too solid. When I'm transforming it between the two modes, I get worried I'm going to bust it, and that is the only part that keeps this together. But in jet mode, you also have, you can put the V-fin on a jet mode, which is, I personally find this hilarious. That the jet has its own dedicated V-fin, and so does the mobile suit, and this one looks more traditional as the Gundam one. The GN submachine gun points forward. Nothing is obstructed on this, believe it or not. And if you so desire, you can, I believe, move the rifle to the other arm. I could be wrong, though. Let me check the other copy and see if this is just a straight-up peg swap situation, and it's a little backwards, but yeah, you can do it. You can put everything on one arm if you so desire. So if you get two Kyrios, you can actually make him double up and have even more psychotic weaponry. Psychotic weaponry for a psychotic man. Alleluia, do not come out. Do not let Hallelujah out either. He's the one who will kill everything. Just go on your little adventure on Earth, then get attacked by aliens. My brother are very confused. Yes, that actually happens. Watch the movie. Aliens, man. Freaking aliens. But bringing the other Kyrios back in, we're going to do some size comparisons, because I keep forgetting to do this. So, there is nothing I can compare this jet mode to. The only thing I can compare this to is my Masterpiece Skywarp, and I have that way up on the top shelf at my house in jet mode. I am not going to bother pulling that down. Okay, that's its own review, you. That one's coming. The only thing this thing actually scales with is a perfect grade, and that one's coming, and I'm not spoiling which one it is, although given the fact that I'm talking about a jet mode, we all know which one it is. So, setting the flyer off to the side here, we're going to bring back the transformed version for some comparisons, and all of these scale very well. I'm not comparing it to a G-frame. It's not fair to the G-frame. Get my turntable out of here because that's not going to help. Bring in my Dynamis, who I have convinced to stand. No! We are not doing that. Bring in my Exia, who's leveled up and can now carry 2 GN swords. Yes, it is possible. That video is coming as soon as I locate additional parts. You can combine and put the GN Sword 1 from the Master Grade on the left arm. So if you thought he was fun with just 1 giant blade, now he has 2. On top of his already ridiculous weapons, so it's more like 8 swords now. 8 swords, 2 guns, 2 up his wrist, 2 up his butt, 2 up his shoulders, and... Oh, Setsuna, where are you keeping all these things? It's like disarming Ronin from Stargate Atlantis. You ever see that scene? It's like disarming a pirate, except he's pulling knives from everywhere. But yeah, Kyrios is actually a really good size, and since Bandai is likely never going to give us a Master Grade, considering, like, they've marked it as GN frame on the Master Grade Dynamis runners, however, they've also done this before with the Gyaradoga, and that was marked Master Grade Neo Zeon frame, and that went nowhere. So, it's a bit of a mixed bag. Do I think we might get one? Yeah. Do I think it's going to happen anytime soon? Likely not, given Bandai's track record to make literally everything in 2019 a premium Bandai. Seriously. WTF. Are you guys taking a hint from the calendar? Seriously, after Monday and Tuesday, even it says WTF. It needs to stop. Once I get Virtue, I will happily do a nice group shot. However, I'm probably going to have to get 2 of Virtue because, well, you can't exactly display both of them together because, yeah, he has to strip first. He has to strip and grow hair. I hope you enjoyed the review. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them down in the description. I'm back to saying description again. Please leave them down in the comments section below. I swear I had myself trained and this happened. First he fell, then he transformed, then my set tried to fall apart. It's one of those days. So, as I was saying, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them down in the comments section below. I'll be happy to read them, get back to you when I can. Thank you very much for watching. Have a fantastic day.